How long does it take for this sponge to properly dry to be able to use it? And can you use it wet? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alexis Jones. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So as you guys can tell by the title, today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Tati Beauty Blendiful sponges, and I'm so excited. So if you guys want to see my thoughts and opinions, my pros and cons on this Blendiful sponge, then make sure you guys go ahead and keep on watching. Let's just get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So, okay, for today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing, I have in this package the Tati Beauty Blendiful sponge, and I've actually had this for a couple days. I just haven't had the chance to film it yet. So I wanted to film with this because, you know, she's basically saying like this is gonna like change the game, like it's gonna be all of that. So I really wanted to just try it. I hardly ever buy stuff, but I wanted to try it. So it comes with your little receipt, and then it comes with the little Blendiful package, and it has her little signature on the back, XOXO Tati, no harsh lines. So let's get into what this looks like, okay? So you have the little small one here. So this is what it looks like. It's a little small one. It's super bendable. It's super flimsy. I didn't think it was gonna be this soft. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than this because, I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be a lot harder. And then you have the big boy here. I have never used a powder puff or anything like that. So, wow, this thing is like, it literally, it's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Like, it literally covers like my entire hand. Like, I didn't think it was this big. I thought it was like the Laura Mercier one. I thought it was a lot smaller. Let's just jump right into it because honestly, I don't wanna talk no more. I wanna try these products out. Okay, so we're gonna jump straight into it, but right off the back, I already know from watching Tati's video that this product, when it comes to primer, works better with like a pore filling primer, something like this. But I typically have really dry skin, so I need something other than just the pore filling primer. So I'm just gonna take my Too Faced Hangover Primer and just kind of prime my skin, just because I know that this product is not going to do well with liquid primers. It typically works better with pore filling primers because that's what Tati said. I made sure to watch her video beforehand so that way I kind of know and I'm not going in blind and just kind of making up stuff as I go. I really wanted to make sure that I did my research. And then I'm gonna go in with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I like this primer, but I don't really use it that much. So, okay, you have multiple sides. I'm so scared because I don't know where to go in at. Okay, I'm gonna just go in with this little tip right here. I'm gonna just get some of that primer. And she said you kind of want to do like a pat and swipe. So like little bitty like pat and swipes like right in the area where you feel like you need it. So I'm just kind of like swiping it a little bit, but also like patting that product in, and I can already see it like blurring in that area. It's crazy. You guys see that? I can already see it like blurring. I mean, but it's just a primer, you know what I mean? Like the real test for me, I feel like is gonna be when I do my foundation. So for foundation today, I have really been loving these two foundations mixed together. You have the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation and the Sheer Glow, but I'm gonna start off with the Sheer Glow just so I can see how much coverage the Tati Beauty's sponge, I believe it's called a sponge or a puff. I think it's a sponge, the Blendiful sponge. I'm gonna see how well it does with this first, and then if I need more coverage, then I'll go back in. So I put about that much onto my plate. I'm so scared. Oh my God, I don't wanna do this. I'm so scared. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap it on there, and then I'm just gonna, well, she said you can swipe it, but I don't know, I just don't really feel this chair is really gonna bother me. Wow, this chair is really gonna bother me. And it says that on her thing, she says that you can just swipe. So I'm just kind of swiping the product on there. Ooh, okay. And then blending it out. Now, what I will say so far about this foundation, and it's giving me a lot more coverage than using a brush with this specific product. I'm getting a lot more coverage than with the brush. So, wow. And it's really, really soft, guys. It's super soft. It gets in every single crease, every single crevice. And I really, really like that. And this is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. Now, typically when I wear this foundation, it doesn't give me this much coverage, like at all. I always have to go in with like a lot more product. Like, look at that. Like, my skin, wow. Tati! She might have just done something because I am literally so freaking excited. Like, look at that. Like, I'm hyped, yo. Like, nah. Look at my skin. There's not one streak. There's not one line. Okay. Wow. Like, I am genuinely impressed. And I love the fact it just gets everywhere. Like, right into this little crease area right here. It literally just gets everywhere. And I love the fact that I feel like I'm pressing the product in. Now, the reason, okay, I have a lot of pros and cons. I'm going back in with some more just to go onto the other side of my face. And again, I'm gonna start off by swiping. Now, this whole swiping technique is not really for me just because I just feel like it's wrong on so many freaking levels. I love the sponge, but I'm not sure how much I will use it on a daily basis just because I know that it says that you can use it. I know it says that you can wash it by just washing it with your hands instead of putting it in the wash machine. But my concern is like, do you have to let it dry? Like, is it quick drying? Am I gonna have to, like, you know, wait for it to dry overnight? Like, how long does it take for this sponge to properly dry to be able to use it? And can you use it wet? Is, like, you know, the main thing. Like, I want to know if I can use this product wet or dry, just like I would use my normal beauty blender. So that's something to, you know, kind of take note of and see if you can do it like that, if you can use it wet or dry. This is, I don't really have any product left. I do have a little bit left, so I'm gonna see if this little bit of product will work for my forehead. You guys know I don't really add a lot of product for my forehead. Oh, it works, it's fine. Now, I know that if I would have used a sponge, my regular sponge for this, I would have had to use a lot more product, but I noticed that I don't really have to use as much product. Okay, so I do want to use my Huda Beauty Tantour bronzer. Normally when I do this, I would like use a brush to apply it and then blend it out, but I'm trying to decide if I want to just go straight into my sponge. No, I'm gonna go in with my brush and apply it like I normally would and then blend it out with my sponge. And this is in the shade medium. Okay, so now that I pretty much have the product applied, I'm just gonna like take the same part of my sponge and just see how that works and just blend everything in. And for just from doing my foundation, I already know that this product is gonna be fire. Like, oh my God, I just really just honestly cannot believe how it is blending everything out, and it's literally keeping it in that section, which is crazy. Normally when I use a brush to blend this out or I use my sponge, I have to like go back in and like clean it up, but it already like chiseled it. I don't even need to go in and add any powder under there, which is crazy to me. I really have no complaints about this sponge yet, other than the fact that I really don't know how I'm going to wash this, and I don't know if it's going to be practical for me to use every single day if I have to wash it every single day. But it's blending everything out seamlessly. Like, this is crazy. So now I'm going to take my, I'm going to take it on like a little point on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of like, you know, kind of blend that in and see how it blends the nose contour in. My nose is typically where I have like the biggest problem, especially with my foundation like moving and lifting, but no, it's blended it out. Wow. Tati might have did something, okay? She just might have snapped. So I haven't used my NARS concealer in like a long time, so I'm gonna use both of them. I have custard and macadamia, so I'm gonna use both. Okay, so I have just this little section left. I can flip it over, but I want to see if I can use this one little section right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just use this little section, and I'm just gonna blend everything in. It's actually blending everything out really nicely. I'm really impressed. I did not expect this to blend out like this. I really feel like I have like no complaints when it comes to this product. I feel like it works. It does its job. I just want to know, like I said, my only concern is how do I reuse it every day? Like with my regular makeup sponge, I just wash it. It takes me 5 minutes, if that, and then I just go, you know what I mean? Versus having to, you know, put this thing in a wash machine every single time I want to use it. Like that I don't want to have to do. And I'm gonna go in and just blend that out. Wow. Wow. Tati Beauty. I'm really loving the way that this is blending everything in. I love the fact that I can get right there in that corner, because even with my sponge is still too, you know, too bulky, too thick to be able to fit right here in this little crease right here. So I'm really happy that I can get into that little crease with this sponge. Like that's actually awesome. Wow, it blended that out so perfect. I'm trying to decide what I actually, you know, use this. Would I get rid of my everyday, you know, my Holy Grail $6 sponge for this? Or is it just like, it's a good product, but I would not, you know, do that? Honestly, I feel like I probably would once I can see how it works as far as washing it. Like, I just don't know if it's going to be practical enough to use this product every single day, because I don't know if you can use it wet. You know what I mean? Like, it's good when it's dry, but what's gonna happen if, you know, if I forget to clean it tonight and then I wake up tomorrow and I want to use it to do my makeup, but I can't because it's not clean. I have to dry it and all that stuff. Like, what is the drying time? What is all of that? But other than that, that's literally my only complaint, is just the fact that I feel like I don't want to have to wait to use this product when I can just wet my sponge and go. Okay, so now we need to set our face, and I think this is the part that I'm like the most nervous about, because I feel like I don't know how well this is gonna do with setting. I'm gonna go in with my Le Mercier setting powder, and I have another little section up here that I can use. Guys, I'm literally trying to utilize every piece. I have all this little space right here, so I'm gonna make sure I use every little piece because I wanna make sure that I can. But I'm super duper nervous because I just feel like I'm not sure if this is gonna do well with setting. I typically set with a brush. I don't set with my sponge. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but you know, we're gonna try it out. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of get rid of the rest of those little creases. Now, for as far as creases goes, there's nothing I can do about it. My eyes naturally crease no matter what I do. So I don't even be worried like if a concealer creases or something like that. Honestly, I don't even worry because there's nothing I can do about it. I naturally have creases under my eyes. So, okay, now I'm gonna switch to the clean side. Dip into my puff. Look up and set. Wow. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Guys, I'm literally so excited. Okay, so for me, the reason that I like to use a brush when I'm setting my makeup, so the brush that I love using, you guys see me use this brush in every single video. It's the Morphe M438 brush, and it's like this taper, kind of a fluffy brush. I like to use this brush to set under my eyes because I naturally have creases under my eyes, and it gets everything, like it gets all into those creases. And I don't like to use a sponge because it's too thick. Because I do have creasing, it never gets all of it, so I have to use my brush. But okay, with using this sponge, I noticed that I can get right in there in every little nook and cranny, every little crevice. I noticed that I can get right in there with no problems. So I like this. This actually made me like it a whole lot more, just because I know that I can limit the amount of products that I'm using, if that makes sense. Like, now I don't have to use the brush. Now this is like, I just did my entire face with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, this is crazy. And I like the fact that I feel like it's blurring my skin. Like, what? So I know I'm not sure if you can do like bronzer and stuff with this, but I'm not going to, because I wouldn't do that every day anyway. I wouldn't use this product for like bronzer, on my powder bronzer, powder contour, because I wouldn't even use that with my regular sponge. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Okay guys, so I'm back. I went off camera and finished up the last little bit of makeup that I need to finish up, and now I can give you guys my final thoughts. So for starters, I honestly feel like my skin looks so good. My skin looks so smooth. It looks flawless. I don't see any pores. I don't see any imperfections in my skin at all. I hardly even see any texture, and I'm actually really like impressed when it comes to that. I actually really love the Blendiful. I think that it's a great innovative product, just like Tati said. She said that it's innovative, it's great, and I actually agree with her. I loved how the Blendiful really made my skin look super duper flawless. Like, with a brush or with a sponge, my skin has never looked this good, and that's just my personal opinion. I loved how the Blendiful is extremely bendy. You can like bend it any which way. It gets right into any little creases and crevices and nooks and crannies Chinese, and I think that's what really sold me on the sponge. And I really feel like the fact that I was able to get right under here with it without any problems really sold me, because a lot of the times I use like my beauty blender or a sponge of some sorts, and I can never get into these hard little corners. I always have to use a brush, and sometimes with the brush it kind of like conflicts with the cream and the powder, kind of conflicts. But I noticed with using the Blendiful that did not happen, and I'm actually really impressed. Now there are some cons for me. I feel like the con is the fact that how does it work when you wash it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wash it, can I use it right after I wash it like I can on my beauty blender? Does that make sense? Like, I love the fact that my beauty blender is easy. I can just, you know, squeeze some water in it and go. And I love that because it's super easy. Sometimes I don't wash my blenders the night before. I wash them right before I get ready to use them. So it's super convenient for me. Versus the Blendiful, like, do you have to let it dry overnight? Like, do you have to throw it in the wash machine? I know it says that you can wash it by hand or put it in the wash machine, but if I don't put it in a wash machine, is it gonna be as sanitary? If I don't put it in the dryer, is it gonna be like ready to use right away? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanna know, like, I think that's like my biggest, the thing that will prevent me from using it every day is the fact that I cannot use it the same way I use a beauty blender. It would have been great if the product was just as simple to wash as a beauty blender. I would have gotten rid of all my beauty blenders at that point if that was the case. So I'm not really sure. That's just the only con for me, is I'm not sure if I can use this product every single day without having to put it in a wash machine, let it dry overnight, whatever the case may be, because sometimes I don't have time to dry my products overnight. I just wake up the next day, wash them, and use them as I go. So that's the only con, but for the most part, I really loved it. Yeah, overall, I love the sponge. It gets an A+ from me. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So yeah, that is gonna be the end of this video. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts and opinions on this Blendiful sponge. Let me know if you've purchased it or if you've been waiting for someone like me to review it. What did I make you think about the sponge? I really wanna know what you guys' thought process is. I wanna know if you guys think like me. So comment down below and let me know your thoughts and opinions. And if you made it to the end of this video and you have not subscribed yet, sis, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You watched the whole video, which lets me know that you like me, and that should let you know that you like me. So go ahead and just hit the subscribe button and help me out. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. It takes 10 seconds. Just hit the big red button, and you know, you'll be all set to go, and that way you'll be able to see me every time I upload, right? So just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.